Good morning in there. Everybody in there, out there. Can you hear me okay? Hope so. You know, we have Carrie living with us, and I got to keep it a little bit down. Look who's here. Well, welcome to Sentimentalist. Hi, Mark. Got to have a slurp. Wow, is that hot? Ooh. Deep breath, huh? Good deep breath with my bud. We had a good walk yesterday. We're running out of golf balls now. The end of the season. Yeah. I gotta get my notes on here. Good heavens. Oh, there they are. Let's see. Ready for 15 minutes of nothing you have to worry about? Well, we're all worried. We have friends who are governmentally employed, who are hope they're okay. It's funny how some people, even if they're for him, certain things you can be. I'm sure I don't have a problem, but I don't understand. I don't understand not being able to tell cruelty and murder and putting people out of work. There you go. It was kind of heartbreaking last night. We watched it. I really recommend this, and it's a surprise. There's a documentary about Ed Sullivan. And you know, growing up, we'd watch Ed Sullivan every Sunday. Maybe some of you did, and all the different variety acts. That was one guy spinning plates, and the next thing you do is you have an opera singer, and then after that, a ventriloquist, and after that, Motown. But since they were all sprinkled together, it never dawned, which I guess is a comment, but Ed Sullivan was responsible for breaking the color line early in TV, of course. But boy, did he get it. And he was, you take Colbert and Kimmel, Colbert now, but Ed Sullivan having there were no, all black entertainers were either in their own Apollo Theater type places or jazz clubs and stuff like that. And Ed brought them to the notice of the public. And then he had Tony Martin singing with Nat King Cole, and he hugged. I'm sorry to laugh. Well, I shouldn't laugh. It's so horrible about all he went through for shaking hands and hugging Black Americans, and I emphasize Americans. Yeah, and of course other people from other countries and other nationalities. Yeah. Would you like another one already? I don't know. We live on a planet. How can you be such a good friend, huh? How can you? You know, I'm really tired. Yeah. Are you tired? I don't know what it is. I'm not tired from doing anything. Good heavens, no. I'm retired. Tired. Trying not to even look at the New York Times anymore. I like to see some things in there, though. Oh, what happened there? Did you get something caught in your teeth? Oh, you okay? You're okay, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, that's good. Let's see what else we have here. We have a slurp pillow. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. There's a tree out there with a vine. It's probably not a good vine. I bet you can't. It's right kind of over my shoulder. It's a beautiful, beautiful purple red kind of royal color going up the tree. Yeah, water's still down. I bet it snows before it rains. What do you think? Ah, I hope you're, really trying to find a time or sleeping more or isn't it the first? I mean, we've had hard times and disagreements and blah, 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 but we've not had the vulnerability of our whole country, our whole democracy, and the crime rates. Do you know there are 173, I think it is? I may be off here, and you can correct me. Countries with lower crime rates than the United States. We had some friends come back from Europe, and they're saying we don't want to go to the United States anymore. We'd be afraid to walk down the street. Afraid we're going to get shot. I don't know why we don't want that interrupting us, do we? We'll turn that off. Yeah. Now we have to get our no. It's a fiasco. That's part of the fun. Yeah, that's part of the fun. Imagine that there's that many countries with lower crime rates. Now, of course, there's smaller countries and all. You can make all kind of arguments if you want to, but still, come on. I'm afraid this morning. You know why? Because our daughter went to a school that has a protocol for ICE. Going to save their kids if they can. Ah, now, I promised I wouldn't do political stuff, but I don't think that's political. I think that's moral. It's sort of like, for me, churches saying they can't say any of these things because separation of church and state. Separation of church and state is to keep the state out of the church, not to keep them from interfering. It doesn't mean that a pastor can't talk about morality because what else are the religions about? Different forms, huh, Vivi? But it's about being ethical and kind, and the word love shows up a lot. I haven't seen that lately. Yeah, it's a good girl. Oh, so good girl. We'll get some more biscuits here in a minute, huh? Yeah. Um, I keep trying to keep those flowers blooming. You too? Keep those flowers blooming as long as we can. They mowed the lawn the other day. There's nothing to mow. Nope. Nope. Who you rooting for in these playoffs? Isn't it something that this baseball stuff, how these teams have to play 162 games, and this week if they lose 2 games, it's over. They play 162 games in order to play 3. Whew, that would be a long time if I made an error to cost my team the game. Ooh, wow, wow, wow. So happy that I'm still floating around from having my sister here, who I don't get to see very often, and if at all, well, if at all, of course I do, and her husband John, and they had such a good time, which really made us happy. I mean, they'd been out to the reservation that they support, gone to the powwow in Mount Rushmore, and Yosemite and Yellowstone. Is that how you say Yellowstone? Yellowstone. I think that's it. Oh, yeah, that's probably yeah, I think it's Yellowstone. And the Grand Canyon. Ever been to the Grand Canyon? I think it's French, so you have to say it's French, but of course it's French. The Grand Canyon. Oh, the Grand. We love the Grand Canyon. Yes. We've been having a cocktail hour. Huh? 5 minutes. Oh dear, I have so many things. Last week I mispronounced dear Cindy Frankel, her new book coming out that's so powerful, and I was honored to get to write a blurb for it, and then I called her Cheryl Frankel. Why am I laughing, Cindy? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just that I'm a dumb guy. Just a dumb guy. We're loving waffles. I'm telling you, bring back waffles. If you haven't brought back waffles, it's time to do it. All kinds of things you can put on them. And holy cow, it's really wonderful. PSA. Pardon? PSA. PSA. If you're gluten-free, the King Arthur pancake mix to make waffles is wonderful. Got it. I meant to write that down on my notes that I can't remember without. But King Arthur flour makes a gluten-free flour pancake mix. And man, is it good. It makes great waffles. And it makes great waffles. And I think next week I'll sit over there and Julie can sit here and we'll get some things right. It's PSA. Yeah. Yeah. PSA. Yeah. I don't even know what PSA is. Is that a permanent strategic atmosphere? Something like that. Something like that. Okay. Well, it's about poem time now that I've frittered away your. That's what we should do. We should just fritter it away. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's hard to do things anymore. It just feels like I'm not going to get anything. So I thought I'd read a really gloomy poem. We're going to read a gloomy poem. Would you like a great big one before we read a gloomy? Oops, a great big. Here. Good girl. She's so much fun when we walk. She hides. She goes up, way up into the woods behind me, so I think she's in front of me, and she comes roaring up behind, scares the witch out. Now, cooling off a little bit. Well, my pirates, of course, have been done for a long time. Yeah. Now, you must see this. What the Constitution Means to Me. Written by and starring Heidi Schrink. Ready? What the Constitution Means to Me. And how it's nothing but for men. It's failed women completely. Learn about the Ninth Amendment. It's astonishing. And they're breaking it every day. It's going to blow your mind. I mean, I had no idea. And I had good teachers, but I had no idea of what that, and is it ever entertaining? She is charismatically fun and funny and serious and tearful. It was on Broadway for 183 shows. What the Constitution Means to Me. Do you know at one time a woman was being brutally abused, as were her children, by her husband for years and years and years. We're talking 10, 12, 15 years, beat up. And she shot him. And she was put in an asylum. 14 years in an asylum for defending herself. Yeah. What the Constitution means to me. Don't find it, whatever you do, ever you do. Where'd summer go? It's October. October. It's one of our favorite months, though, right? All right, here's our gloomy poem called Burying the Poems. You know, we live in a, I'm not whining. I don't have to pay anything. It's great. You know, I didn't get paid at the Red Dog. Okay, fine. The people had a nice time. And people at the Red Dog made a lot of money, couldn't afford to pay me or Tony. Imagine that. They're just like trained monkeys up there. Okay, burying the poems. The night is still, the leaves calm, calm as a corpse when the words tell me, be like the poet Alexander Kuznetsov. Boy, didn't I do butcher that? Kuznetsov. Bury your poems. That's what he did. He sealed them in glass jars like the finest currant jam, laid them down into the earth and covered their graves with leaves. I will do the same. Slender light from the crawl of worms will slide through the glass, lie between the lines, along language's slow syntax. The dreaming earth, with its lost souls of slug and beetle, ephemeral scat of cat and dog, drifting scent of nosing possum, raccoon, and deer, will mulch the poem's quiet stay. The rhythms alkaline, the meanings dormant in their disfigured corms. Moles will come, nuzzle each jar. Voles will spin like dervishes around the lids. Winter will bring the hard frost, tightening the ground. Then, following the breakage of spring and the blisters of summer, the fall will raise no harvest. Nothing there, nothing to be there. Only the jars under the lost, dark green of leaves. Take care. Be kind to who deserves it. Try to be cheerful. It's too hard for me. Take care. Thanks for being with me.